Story time. So, hello, my name is Bliss Mulan, and I am a storyteller. Okay, I live a very successful life. I live in a very luxurious apartment, high rise. I have 4 little kitty cats that I love so much. They keep me company on my lonely days. I have a very successful business, and I have a son, a 5-year-old son, and I just enjoy being creative, trying new things, going new places. And I've had my own self-love journey, and through my self-love journey, life has responded to me in such a unimaginable way, in such a good way. In this apartment complex that I live in, there's this very, very attractive looking guy. Very tall, slender, very attractive face, nice smile, nice teeth, very light eyes, and very athletic body. You can tell that he's successful by the way that he speaks, by the way that he moves, by where we both live, the car that he drives. And so in this particular moment, I noticed him as I was coming out of my apartment complex, and we caught eyes. I smiled, I waved, he smiled at me, and I continued walking. He would continue to be a memory inside of my mind that I thought about often, because in that very moment when we looked at each other, it just seemed different, it just seemed different. And so that memory will stick with me for a while, until about 2 weeks later, and I was coming out of my apartment complex again, and he was coming out of his apartment at the same exact time. And so it was kind of startling, because we were both kind of in a nice pace. And then he looked at me, we caught eyes, and he said, "Oh, hello, how are you?" And I said, "I'm good, how are you?" He was like, "Good." He was just like, "My name is Legend. How are you doing?" And I told him my name. "Hello, my name is Bliss." And we began to have, short conversation to just really get to know each other. And so we were both in a rush because we were on our way out. But he asked for my number. I gave him my number, and he said that, he'll text me. So I said, okay. So, of course, now I'm fangirling. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is so attractive, and he wants to talk to me, and he seems like a pretty nice guy and very successful. I haven't seen, a lot of traffic in and out of his apartment. It just seems like he's a guy to himself, alone, whatever. Like, great, perfect. And so, then he finally texted me. He texted me later that afternoon and said, "Hey, neighbor." And so we began to text back and forth and just kind of get to know each other a little bit. I didn't quite feel comfortable enough inviting him up to my place or going out to his place just yet. And I do have a son, so, we're not really doing that right now, but we text for a while. We text for a couple of days. He didn't ask for any type of phone call until after a couple days, and he was just like, "Well, can I call you?" Like, we was texting like we had been doing for the past couple of days, and then he asked, like, "Hey, do you mind if I call you tonight so we can, get to know each other further? This text is getting kind of tired. Like, I want to hear your voice, And he stays literally right up under me, right? And so I said, okay, fine. So then he calls me that night, and we just chop it up. We just talk about everything. We talk about life. We talk about how our lives are, our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, how we feel about different topics, spirituality, and the conversation just flowed so easily. Like, it was so easy to talk to this guy, and it felt good. It felt good because not only did it feel good of me talking to him and us having a good vibing conversation, but he was also attractive, and I like where we were going with this. So I understand that I am beginning to like this guy. I am a hopeless romantic, but I also understand my true power. And I'm just allowing everything to unfold and play out. I do know what my true desires are in regards to relationship, or anything in regards to anything that I truly desire in my life. I know that will be so. So if this guy is in the lines of my path, great. If he is the one, great. But I am here just to become a part of the unfolding of my manifestations. And so I enjoy his time talking to me. I enjoy his text messages. I go with the flow, and I continue to live my life through the process. And he found it interesting that I wasn't so involved with him, 'cause we talked for a while before we actually physically came to each other's place. But he found it intriguing that we understood both that there was chemistry there. But not only that, but we had chemistry. But not only did we have chemistry, but we found each other. We had our own lives, and we found each other attractive. And so with me continuing to live my life, I'm not waiting on you or anything like that, he found that to be enjoyable. Wow, a girl that's not so stuck up my ass, yes, he does enjoy that nurturing part, but he also wants a woman that knows what she wants, has desires, has own goals, dreams, and aspirations. Somebody that can inspire him and he can inspire her. That is what he was looking for. And you could tell that he is a man that is very caring and very loving. You could tell that he really enjoys taking care of, his family. And, he's a bachelor. Honestly, he doesn't have any responsibilities, no kids. He's just living his life. He's working, and, on the weekends he hangs out with his friends, or, he works on his business endeavors and the things that he desired to be successful with. And I enjoy that about him. I really, really do enjoy that about him. And so we had a lot of good conversation, and then we talk on the phone for a week or so. So it's about two weeks in now. So we spent about a week texting. We spent about a week talking on the phone. And then the question finally came up after 2 weeks of talking. He said, "Can I take you out on a date?" And of course I said sure. What day? We're both busy people. I am a single mother, and he's a full-time employer. He has his own 9-to-5 job, making good money. He's a manager. And then not only that, but he's working on his own endeavors. He works out. He has things to do as well. He does have a little cute little bulldog, but complete, we have different responsibilities, but both still busy people. And so he asked me, when would I be available to go out on a date? And so we scheduled a time, and then we went out on a date. And so that is where I'm going to pause the story, and then I will give you part 2 very soon. So look, this was pretty interesting. Now, this is not a true story at all, completely fiction, but just allowing my mind to just, go off on a tangent and just come up with a story that can not only be entertaining for myself, but entertaining for me as well. And I enjoyed that. So yeah, I'll come with a part 2 for y'all next week, and thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you soon.